welcome to the Upkeep for Monday, June 10th, 2019. I'm one of your hosts, Maria Bartholdi, and in fact, I'm your only host this week as Megan is on vacation. This is all the Magic news you need in 10 minutes or less. All right, our first item up for bids is Grand Prix Taipei, which happened this past weekend. The winner, congratulations to Kim Yun with Bant Ramp, a deck that's been gaining popularity in Standard thanks to its ability to cast Mass Manipulation quite easily and steal all of the creatures that it wants to steal on the board. The rest of the top 8 found Esper Super Friends, Boros Feather, Jund Warriors, 2 Grixis Bolas decks, and Simic Nexus. If you're interested in the Grixis Bolas deck, you're not alone. I'm going to give you a little peek into the deck because it's kind of interesting. Of course, people have been building around Nicol Bolas the Ravager for a while now. That's the 4/4 Nicol Bolas that flips into Nicol Bolas the Arisen. This deck list that I'm looking at here also runs 4 copies of Nicol Bolas the Dragon God and 1 Dream Eater for its creatures, which is pretty cool. Just a control deck doing the Grixis Bolas thing, but neat to see it kind of rising to the top of Standard, at least in this metagame in Taipei. Next up, the Modern Horizons pre-release happened this past weekend. I played in it. It was a ton of fun. I went 0-3 in Sealed, which I think speaks a little bit to the Sealed format. Maybe this is a bit of a microcosm, but I felt that Sealed was the cards are a little too specific to be good in Sealed. They all need a specific archetype and supporting cards to help them out a little bit too much. And then I played Draft, and Draft was amazing. I love Draft. You know, this is kind of a bellwether. If Sealed feels a little bit wonky because your cards don't have synergy, chances are Draft is going to be awesome. I drafted a blue-green snow deck, and boy oh boy, I was the only snow drafter at the table, and let's just say I snowed them real good. It was like a Minnesotan January. And if you're asking yourself, did you create Merit Lage? The answer is yes. Yes, I did in my very first match, so it is possible. Several guides to the format are available for you if you didn't get a chance to play in the pre-release, or you just want to do a little bit better if you're going to play Magic Online or in your local game store this weekend. Of course, our Judge Rob episode of Good Luck High 5 came out last week, and that's a really cool primer, not only for Modern Horizons, but for anybody who wants to get a little bit better at the rules of Magic. He used Modern Horizons cards to kind of walk us through some of the trickier mechanics in Modern Horizons, but also talked a lot about Magic rules in general. Limited Resources, of course, has an episode out all about Modern Horizons, evaluating every single card in that format. And Gavin Verhey on Daily MTG from WotC wrote an article with a pre-release primer as well. So you can check those out if you want to play. And of course, you can already play on Magic Online. You can also play with the cards in Modern on Magic Online if that's your jam. And it is for a lot of people, and something pretty interesting is happening in case you haven't seen this online. Apparently, shenanigans are all over the place with Hogak Arisen Necropolis. Now, Hogak, in case you don't know, is an 8/8 Trampler, a legendary creature avatar. You can't spend mana to cast him, but you can convoke and delve Hogak, and you can cast it from your graveyard. And of course, we all know what happens when free spells get printed in Modern. People try and break them, and it looks like people already have. They're playing it in a Bridgevine deck, so basically, you can cast it on turn 2, get Bridge from below in the graveyard, sack things like Gravecrawler, Bloodghast to Altar of Dementia for even more self-mill, and you can eventually end up with hundreds of powers worth of zombies, and of course Hogak to close the whole thing out. Hogak Bridgevine took 8 of the top 32 slots in an MTGO Modern Challenge this past weekend, so the deck is very powerful. People are playing it. Be aware, the deck seems sweet. Is it too sweet? We'll find out soon. Official release of Modern Horizons, of course, coming out this Friday. Up next, SCG Con happened this past weekend. They had an invitational tournament at the event, which was a mixed format, Standard and Modern. Congratulations to the winner there, Colin Roundtree with Humans and Esper Super Friends, which is his version is a little bit more mid-rangey than the version we saw in Taipei, but there were 4 copies in the top 8 here in the Standard portion of this invitational. The rest of the top 8 in Modern was Burn, Humans, Izzet Phoenix, 2 copies of Eldrazi-tron, Dredge, and Blast from the Past, Amulet Titan, It Just Won't Die. In Standard, we had 2 copies of Sultai Dreadhorde. Yes, I love that deck. 4 Esper Super Friends, as I said, including the winner, Mono White Aggro, which is a little bit interesting here. It's running Tomic Distinguished Advocate and red in the sideboard for Experimental Frenzy. plus Simic mass manipulation. Congratulations goes out to the Magic Pro League Division winners. They get an auto top 16 in Mythic Championship 3 coming up later this month in Vegas. So, in Pearl, Brian Bronduin took it with a 6-1 record, playing Esper Hero the last 2 weeks with Command the Dreadhorde in the sideboard. For Sapphire, Ray Sato took it at 6-1, running Gruul mid-range. For Ruby, my division, Ken Yukihiro finished 6-1 to take it, playing Mono Red Aggro the past 2 weeks. And in Emerald, Brad Nelson took the whole thing down undefeated at 7-0 with Esper Hero. So congratulations to all of those guys. A tremendous achievement and a really, really, really big prize. If you want to watch any past games of the MPL, they are available on mtgesports.com. If you want more MPL action, the core split is running August 3rd through September 7th and will feed Mythic Championship 5 coming up in September. Well, if you're somebody who's been wanting card stock improvements for Magic, you are in luck. Wizards of the Coast has announced new card paper, and you might notice differences in War of the Spark stock as early as June 7th. They say, quote, "In particular, we are happy with improvements in areas of our development focus, surface consistency for printing, improved card cutting, as well as rigidity and snap." Everybody knows you gotta have that snap. If you're into the Ravnica story events on MTG Arena, Singleton is happening this week, my personal favorite format to play on Arena, so I'm super excited. And it's experimenting with the London Mulligan, which doesn't officially start until July 7th, remember, although stores, your local game store, can opt in to use the London Mulligan right now if they want. But if you want to test it on Arena, you gotta go play the Singleton event that's going on right now. You can use the code SHIELDSUP to get Teo Shield Mage. Just go into the store and enter promo code, and you get a beautiful stained glass version of Teo the Shield Mage. And you can also use the code 1billion for a free war pack. That's right, 1 billion games have been played on Arena, and to celebrate, they're giving everybody a pack of War of the Spark. Magic Fest DC is coming up this weekend, and there'll be coverage at it thanks to Channel Fireball Events, so check that out on twitch.tv/magic if you're not attending the event Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be awesome. I'm on coverage with Reed Duke. Marshall Sutcliffe will be with Ben Stark, and it's Modern Horizons Limited, so it's going to be pretty cool to watch because this format, as I talked about a little bit earlier, is super wacky, and I personally am really excited to see people draft this format on Sunday, day 2. A little bit of history here for you to round out the upkeep this week. 10 years ago today, Magic announced the M10 rules changes, which, among other things, took damage off the stack. And a pretty interesting thing that somebody posted was a link to a forum where people were complaining about these changes, saying about how horrible they were and how they would destroy Magic. So just goes to show you, the more things change, the more they stay the same. All right, everybody, thanks for listening to the Upkeep this week. Remember, you can listen to our full-length episode every Tuesday. Good Luck High Five, found anywhere fine podcasts are found. And if you like this show, please consider supporting us on patreon.com/GLHFMagic. We not only make the Upkeep, Good Luck High Five videos every week, 3 of them in total, Twitch streams, and a huge social media presence. So any little bit helps. Thanks so much. Have a great week, everyone.
Good luck!